scattering everywhere. Why are you saying that already? I'm just saying. I'm not saying anything, but I'm just saying. That's my new saying. Candace has the no. I'm not. I'm not saying anything, but I'm just saying. That's my new thing. Get a shirt. Make a shirt design. Let's go.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Is.
Jesus. 27 years old, maybe? 30?
Do they even have a suspect?
I don't know. Well, that's why I don't. I'm literally trying to track it all on Twitter, and it's all. See what I mean? Do they even have a suspect? So it's not like they've heard already. Jack Posobiec chanting from X saying, a leftist killed my friend, a leftist killed. It's not even like that's happening yet. Fox hasn't said this yet. BB's still writing his letter at this point. BB's like, oh, turn on the camera. Turn on the camera quickly. We have to tell them I did not do this. Okay. Oh, he's gone, right? Oh, thank God he's gone. Anyway, I have to get on camera. Right? Andrew hasn't even started crying schnapp bubbles yet. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying.
Fuck. Nobody deserves it. He doesn't deserve that. Nobody deserves that.
So, were you saying that MSNBC had a crazy take on it? What was their take?
I'm literally just reading Twitter, so I didn't see the video. I just saw people talking about tweets of it. I'll pull it up, though.
Fuck.
And even now they could have taken it down.
It was a tweet or a video?
I'm doing the show while I'm trying to figure
Right,
it out.
no, I understand.
I think they were live on the air and people clipped what they were talking about. It's not a tweet, it's not on their Twitter account or anything.
So it's someone's hot take.
So, live in the moment.
Yeah, that's a...
Did you just hear that sound? That That was the torch, and Charlie was lighting a cigar while they're talking about this. This whole situation's very odd.
Crazy take. Crazy take is that... What was the take? That they deserved it?
That's why I didn't want to pair it.
Right.
Here you go. Dave Portnoy reposted this.
You found it? All right, here. Put it...
It's only 10 seconds.
Shooting like this happens.
You can put the headphones on. You can hear
Yeah, and again, just as what you just emphasized, we don't know any of the full details of this. That we don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no idea. But
That's what the crazy thing was.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, if it was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration.
What? Someone shot their gun off in celebration and killed him.
You shoot celebration guns in the air.
Oh, God.
Just,
What a crazy take. Like, it might not have been someone assassinating someone for the wrong opinion.
How do they have that in their mind for the wrong opinion? How do you have that in your mind at this point in time? For Charlie Kirk, which neither of them know. They don't know him. Like, Joe met him once at a firing range. Charlie Sheen's never met him. How do you have that in your head already? Different opinion. So quickly. You literally took a leak. You heard about it. You sat down. You're talking about it. It wasn't even confirmed that he was gone. Now it's confirmed that he's gone. You have that in your head already. You have that in your head already so fast. Biggest podcast in the world.
well, why does something like that have to be spun?
Their ideology.
No, I know, but I'm just saying it's like...
I mean, they want to try to pin it on a Trump supporter with
Of course.
a crazy Trump supporter with a gun.
Right,
Going
of course.
wacky.
Of course.
We don't know if it was a supporter shooting off a gun in celebration. Because, they do.
Right,
A lot
yeah.
of folks are just
course, yeah.
constantly out there shooting off guns at large
Of course.
gatherings in celebration.
Yeah, 4th of July, you can't leave your house.
What?
No, that is, that's a, wow.
There's going to be a lot of people celebrating this. It's so scary. It's so dangerous, too, to celebrate or to in any way encourage this kind of behavior from human beings. It's not a violent guy who's talking to people on college campuses. Wasn't even particularly rude. He was tried to be pretty reasonable with people.
Everything I saw seemed reasonable.
He's a very intelligent guy.
Yeah.
Some people in class were mentioning, some people said, so what about the cigar? Yeah, yeah, big deal. Yeah, it is interesting, and some are asking, like, why wouldn't he be having them bring it up on the screen? I know they bring it up on the screen, Jamie. Bring it up on the screen. And you would think so. Find out what's going on. Oh my God, right? Yeah, and I mean that's someone that knows the guy personally and seems to be more involved with those kind of things, so to speak. I mean, a lot of us, yeah, the second you heard it, it was like, yeah, oh my God, and everyone was right on it, trying to find out what was going on. Yeah, and those kind of things. I mean, who's handling procedures? It happens so quickly. It is, yeah. A lot of people were just kind of questioning that, so I threw the question out there too. Yeah, that's actually a good question. Why didn't he? Hey, Jamie, bring it up on the screen. We should find out what's going on. I'd be doing the same thing. That's pretty much what a lot of us were doing. Uh, yeah, especially too when you think about the years with Charlie Kirk and the concerns with those similar networks. And other people, it's interesting too, since he's passed away, people have been bringing up those cases, like Kurt Cobain, what, from the Cranberries. Yeah, that one too, people brought up. That was kind of suspicious. It's connected to the similar networks we've been talking about, and these activists and stuff. Same one, Meathead's son. Right. A lot of different suspicious stuff going on. Naturally, yeah. Yeah, it is interesting. Good question.
Whether you agree with him or don't. And there's a lot of stuff that I didn't agree with him on. That's
Sure,
fine.
sure.
You're allowed to disagree with people without
Right.
celebrating the fact they got shot.
But you can't disrespect his passion.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
what you're supposed to do with a guy like that, if you're opposing him, is debate him.
Right.
Have a conversation where you're
Yeah, they're highlighting some of the major concerns that were going on, especially when they were putting him in that chair of groups that they had been grooming, so to speak, for years. Talk about grooming gangs, huh? I know, and when the ones that seem to want to be exposing the grooming gangs and the pedo rings the most seem to be the ones doing all of that stuff and protecting a lot of that activity, knowingly or unknowingly. Right, I know. They're just selling vitamins and getting the Nazis. I know. Doing drug investigations, getting the Karens. Yeah, I know. It's insane. Yeah, and a lot of those colleges and places, you think of some of the comedians. I know Jimmy Dore was one. And then one of Jimmy Dore's sidekicks there, Kurt Metzger, was complaining about the activists and saying that he couldn't perform at their clubs anymore. They were getting kicked out of their establishments. People were telling them, yeah, don't let him perform. And it's not one of us. Yeah, and then all those people started going out of the country and performing in places like Germany and Switzerland, Dublin. Yeah, whatever. A lot of them go to Australia. Yeah, when you see a lot of those people involved with like the electric cars, the ex-people that were all pissed off when Elon Musk bought it. Anarchy in the UK!
your argument is more compelling than his.
Sure.
That's what people should be celebrating. Discourse. We used to do that.
Do some homework and bring it to
Yeah.
the table.
Yeah. Yeah, it's horrible.
They're already pushing the leftist narrative. I never realized.
Well, it's
this when I
interesting
was
because a lot of
covering
people
this.
who did do their homework and try to bring it to the table have been getting targeted, killed, laughed at, called conspiracy theorists. They know this. And then people sit in those chairs like, we can't say vaccine, we're going to rumble. Just profiting from that stuff. Insane. Yeah.
Because I was already so upset. I wasn't even in investigation mode or anything mode at that time. I was already still so upset. I tried to record a video when it all first happened, and I couldn't. There's too many tears. And then when it got confirmed, there's more tears, and I was like, this is not a proper video to put out. I mean, this is, I wasn't given any information. So, but they're already pushing that narrative. That is wild. I didn't realize this. I know some people be like, oh, I read too much into it. Everybody knew Charlie and what Charlie did. Sure, I guess so. But why would you assume if somebody took him out? Why would you assume it had anything to do with politics? Why would you assume that? There's no question if more people got shot. Where's that question? That would be a question to ask, right? Especially if you don't know. You don't know what's going on.
Looks like he's wondering the same thing you guys
It's a
are.
weird occurrence.
It is weird.
I don't know about that. And then when I brought up with Zach Costello, when I was talking with him, I was like,
Ain't a
Joe's
crime.
known to
That's right.
pre-record these videos. Now this is just for fun.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't finish that. Yeah, when people were trying to, they educated people and even trying to get through to a lot of these different channels connected to those activist groups pretty heavily. You had Redacted, Rogan, quite a few in there. Yeah, they were just ignoring all that stuff, thinking it was a lie or conspiracy, MK Ultra. They just making them believe that, fucking with them, gaslighting. I mean, either way, it's fucked up. You shouldn't be okay with it. Whether or not you think they deserve it, and to not understand how that affects the people in those communities and the children, you're just a totally oblivious person, I guess. Not your fault. We understand. Isn't that nice of us? Yeah, not everybody does. And they take retaliation and they kill innocent people and go after others. It's pretty sad. Yeah, they have total flip outs. You see it all the time. No, I'm gonna do what everyone thinks I'm gonna do. Well, yeah, remember the angry vegan? It got to the point, yeah, where they were just ignoring it so much that the angry vegan wanted to talk to Rogan. Didn't want to talk to him. I know, it's weird.
On just a movie in my head, this is not actual at all, right? But he is known to pre-record them. Like if I was making a movie and this was a part, it'd be like, pre-recorded it like 5 days ago and then had the live reaction. See, that's the thing with pre-recorded videos. You don't know when things are done. You have no idea. I could have did this on Thursday. That's when the Theo Von video came out. I could have did it that day. You guys don't know. Hard to tell, right? Man, but I brought up stuff about the weekend, right? I said, what? I did a whole little thing about the weekend at the beginning. Why would I do that? If it was Thursday, people do that sometimes. Not saying he did. I love Rogan. I still got the picture right there. I'm just saying. It's very, very weird. This whole thing is very, very odd. And then for him to be like, I was at the mountains and I had to get Starlink so I could know what everybody was talking about. How do you make that weird slip up? How does that? That's a very odd thing to confuse because this is September 10th. You would have to hear a bunch of people talking about it, right? They're asking you to comment on it, and you don't know what's going on. Here's the thing. One of these things has to be not real. That's what I think. Yeah, Joe's close to 60, right? Still a little bit behind Baron. Baron's merch is out, by the way. Go hit it up. Friend of the show. But one of these things has to be false. I don't think both of these things can be real, right? Either what he's saying, he's confused with what he's saying with Theo, or this is crazy. I'm gonna lean towards, because I'm charitable and I love Joe Rogan. I think he's great. So I'm gonna lean towards he's confused as he's talking to Theo. There's some kind of confusion there. That he's just, you know what I mean? But he said he didn't know what was going on. That is an odd thing to say. I was in Utah. And then on top of that, if he actually was in Utah, that's a really big coincidence. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that is a really big coincidence. That he's there. Now, of course, I'm not saying Joe was on that roof or anything. Joe hangs out with a lot of military dudes. Like a lot. I don't just mean hang out. Like he has a lot of employees. The whole thing's very weird. The whole thing is very, very weird. Very, very odd. This is almost as odd if somebody told me Candace Owens was actually in Utah that day. I'd be like, what? Huh? Hold on a second. That's just as weird. You're just randomly there. You've never met the guy. You're randomly there. You're in the mountains hunting. Whole bag of 30-06s. But But that's fine because the 30-06 wasn't even in play in this whole ordeal that happened with Charlie. Obviously, I think we've come to that conclusion. I'm sure the FBI will tell us different in a few days after they've done their analysis. I'm sure that will come mid next week. I'm sure we'll hear about that. But yeah, I just wanted to play that because I just thought it was so odd. A bunch of people were messaging me about it. They're like, "Have you seen this? Have you seen this? Have you seen this?" I have seen it, and I knew right away. As soon as I heard him say that with Theo, I was like, "Oh, I know I've heard him say a different story because I covered it. I made a video about this." There's a video on my channel from 6 months ago where I talked about him realizing live. I'm not lying. I'm not making stuff up. Where's Coach Colin at? Where's Coach Colin? Let's see, 6 months ago, man. Got videos. Your boys got videos for days, just so you know. Your boys got videos for days. Here, let me pull this up. I know I have the video. Right, I'm not tripping out. Coach Colin. I made the screen very big for Zach. Yeah, Zach Costello conversation was great. We had a fun time. Very fun time. A lot of wild things came up. A lot of things came up for a lot of people who were watching it as well. Let's just go. That's 2 months ago. Let's go. It's 3 months ago. Let's go. That's 4 months ago. Let's go. That's 5 months ago. Dink, dink, dink. Yeah, still talking about demons and stuff. I really want to get back to those demon episodes, you know. Those demon episodes were the best. Absolutely love those demon episodes. Interview with Polaris. Joe Rogan talking about it. They lied. Hit hard. Exposed. Does Coach Colin use the word exposed a lot or what? There. Right there. There it is. Oh. There it is. Boom. That one right there. That right there. Yeah. I knew I had this video. Yeah, I was still sad and stuff. I didn't even clap hard. There's the video. There I am. I have lost some weight. Good on you, big guy. There you go. See? Joe Rogan realizes what happens to Charlie Kirk live. I knew I wasn't tripping out. Absolutely amazing. 14,000 views. Things are different now. For the better, of course. Better hat too. Some people tell me to bring this hat back. What do you guys think? I like this hat. I like the Bucky's hat a lot. Anyways, so I did make a video about it. This is a real thing. I don't get it. I want to know what's going on with Joe Rogan, and I think the best person to look into that would be Candace Owens. I hope. Oh, and she's off next week. Oh, come on. That would have been a thing to cover on Monday for Candace. I'm probably going to bring this up again on a live stream on Monday, maybe Tuesday. I'm going to bring this up because I want everybody to see it. Not everybody, you know what I mean? You short form Sallys out there, you know. I'm going to bring it out for the long form Larrys over there. Or the long form Laura's out there. I've heard the request for a long form Laura position. There you go. There you have it there. And a short term Sam. There you go. Everybody's happy now. Why are you going blurry? Oh. Am I blurry or are you drunk? Oh, I can't tell. Which is it? I'm a little blurry, or you're a little drunk. What do you have inside that coffee cup? What's going on there? You okay? Anyway, that is all I have for right now. I'm gonna do another video. I will see you on Sunday for sure. I want to do the shorter, standalone episodes for this channel. But of course, the Clips channel is active. You can always jump over there. For those of you that don't know, there is a Clips channel. Maybe a lot of you can't get through the live streams. Maybe you see that there is a live stream and you're like, listen, I don't got 3 hours to just look at some guy. And I understand completely. There is a Clips channel that exists. You can check it out. We are pumping over there more than 500 videos for you to go through. 32,000 subscribers. and a whole bunch of Coach Colin. There you go. We have all sorts of videos there. Check it out. Lance is doing the thumbnails. Let me tell you something. Lance is doing these thumbnails. Can I just say this at the end? Lance is gonna hate this. Lance is doing the thumbnails. And you can't see. Go to the thumbnails of this. Go to this channel. Go to the Clips channel, okay? Go to the thumbnails. Does he not get me in the most dumb-looking faces possible? Every single time he has me like this.
And there was a crowd of several hundred people at the top of the stairs.
I'm like, you can't find one where I'm like,
their way into the building. The majority of people like me
you can't find none like that.
shot a video.
Has me in the most goofy looking faces possible. Anyway, Lance, friend of the show, of course. Have a great Saturday, guys. We will be back tomorrow, and of course, we'll be back live Monday to Friday. And Candace will be off, so we'll be covering some stuff. Maybe Baron will go earlier. Who knows? But we're going to be covering all sorts of stuff. I'll bring you the Candace updates via X, like what's going on X. And then we're just going to be tackling a whole bunch of stuff. There's a whole bunch of news to tackle.
But I said, no, I'm not afraid because I didn't break the law.
Someone in class said so far, this Easter weekend is already better than last year's. And someone said, why? And they said, because they got Cadbury eggs today. And someone said, what is so great about Cadbury eggs and why does that make it a better Easter than yesterday? Did you get rocks or something? And they said, what's wrong with rocks? Anyone, sorry. And they said, no, they love Cadbury eggs. And last year, they asked for a Rolls Royce and got rice rolls. You just said that because you knew it was going to be difficult for me to say. They asked for a Rolls Royce and got rice rolls. Boom, boom.